Although I don't really enjoy it when two different brands release the same exact car, it does give me an opportunity to be able to compare both of them. And in this video, we'll be pitting MotorHelix against Pop Race's iconic 787B, starting right now. Now, this one can be a little bit tough, seeing that price points are vastly different. Pop Race is gonna be coming in at around the $20 marker, whereas the MotorHelix is gonna be $60. So you're looking at about a 3x price increase. Now, both of these are going to be licensed products. Pop Race showcasing that they do have a Mazda license, hence that they were also able to put the Mazda text on their art box. But the MotorHelix also coming in licensed as well. MotorHelix has done really great with making sure that all of their model cars are licensed. And right out the gate, you're gonna notice that the boxing and packaging is gonna be completely different. Of course, Pop Race sticking with the paper box packaging, nothing special. You're just gonna be able to pull it out. It'll be encased in a plastic clamshell, and voila, you've got the car revealed. But with MotorHelix, you're gonna be getting a little bit more of an upgraded packaging situation. With this one, you're gonna get this nice little box, and then you slip out the inner box and you are presented with all the different pieces separately laid out nice and neat. And the MotorHelix also come in with this nifty little retrieval tool so that you don't accidentally damage it while you're removing it from its little compartmentalized packaging. After you remove these from these packages, you'll see that both cars are representative of the actual car. Now, here's where some of the differences start to peek out. The first thing that I noticed without removing any of the clamshell components is that the color orange seems to be a little bit different from the Pop Race and the MotorHelix. I would say that the Pop Race has a little bit darker tint to it, whereas the MotorHelix being a little bit more faithful to the more brighter, lighter orange. I did see a little bit of a QC issue with Pop Race's wing. As you can see, it's a little bit crooked, sloping downward and not straight with the body lines as it's supposed to. Now, this could be a one-off QC defect. Check your Pop Race, and if you've got one of these, let me know in the comments if yours does the same thing. And even for the spoiler support, you can start to see the difference where Pop Race went the time-saving route without the gaps for the supports, whereas the MotorHelix does have those gaps in place to be able to get more of that weight reduction. It does seem like all the decals and tampos are accounted for each and every model. Now, let's get to the fun part, and I think this is where you also start to see a lot of contrasting differences. Alternatively, in the packaging for the MotorHelix, once you remove the plastic that's holding everything in place, you're greeted with all these separate pieces for the clamshell, including the front and rear, but you also get this other little extra bonus baggie, which I'll share with you in a minute to find out what's inside. Both diecasts are utilizing the magnetic clamshell that's been all the rage lately with these types of cars. As soon as you remove the Pop Race, you can see both the front and rear pieces come off with no issues. They go on pretty smooth as well. The MotorHelix already being off, putting them back on, buttery smooth as well, no issues. The body lines seem to be super straight, so everything looks okay from that perspective. Now, as soon as you actually start removing the clamshells, is you start to see details that are insanely different, and maybe the reason for it being 3 times the difference. Starting with the front, you'll notice that the MotorHelix has a lot more attention to detail, whereas Pop Race is keeping it kind of simple, but you can't blame them because they are coming in at a lower price point. You can see that the intercooler looks a lot different. The MotorHelix has like a little support bar that goes across. It has more detail right here above the upper intercooler area as well. And it looks like Pop Race is using that area to be able to support the 2 magnets for the front clamshell. But before we move on to the engine bay, one more little detail that MotorHelix is excelling in here is that it does have the antenna, 2 antennas on top of the cockpit area. Now, in the back is where you start to see some extreme insanity for the MotorHelix and where it's going to score a lot of brownie points. The MotorHelix is going to have some insane detail when it comes to the motor, the suspension. It even has little hoses for what it looks like it's going to a catch can. I mean, it's absolutely unreal to see this type of detail on a 64 scale. The exhaust manifold looks different. There's a little oil cooler that you can see well defined on the MotorHelix as opposed to the Pop Race. On the sides, you can see another cooler here for the MotorHelix and a carbon fiber overlaid duct. Pop Race keeping it simple and just getting the job done, but definitely not at the level of the MotorHelix. Both of them doing a pretty good job of being able to roll around, but I think now it's time to unveil what's inside the plastic little package with the MotorHelix. So one thing you'll notice is on the front wheels, the Pop Race already has the turbofan blade cover on the front wheel, as opposed to the MotorHelix where it does give you a separate add-on attachment for that turbofan wheel cover, which is pretty insane. It's 2 for each wheel. One is going to be the Volk Racing type of turbofan blade with the gold rim around it, and the other one is going to be the all silver or white version. And then also included in this little baggie is going to be supports to be able to put the clamshell components on. So you're going to have a set for the front and a set for the back. I think many is gonna argue that, you know, for the price, you get what you get, but as a passionate collector and being able to see the limits and capabilities that model cars are getting into, I think the MotorHelix is gonna be a big win for me. Even though it is 3 times the price, you are gonna get 3 times the details.